I think contracts will be central to their drafts here versus Team Liquid. We also kind of went over Team Liquid have been doing a lot of, very high CC Seraphine and Ashe comps. They, Spawn even said, hey, these are our best champions after one of those games. It was like an Ashe Seraphine with Yone, style composition for them. And so Shopify, there's a couple things they can do. Not only the Olaf, that we saw pop off, but also B-Boy is a very good Lucian player, and they could try and put priority onto the Lucian Milio very early to go with, one of those winning bottom lanes into it and try and keep that pressure high. They are going to start out with the Rumble composition, but immediately follow it with the Galio here into the Orianna so that they can have that extra, global here for the team fight.
And that's super interesting to see them taking the Rumble and then one of the more obvious Rumble counters up in that top lane away from Morgan. I'm glad you brought up the bot lanes, Kobe, because I definitely think that's exactly what I was thinking with these two teams, right? It's like, okay, Lucian Milio is going to be hotly contested. I think we have two very strong Lucian players. And then additionally, Ashe Seraphine, like you already pointed out, has been one of TL's most successful champs. We see the Naafiri coming out for Jose Deodo, though. And the combination we've talked about, I think Azale was calling it dog wave now, but we'll put that aside. Ori ball onto the assassination power of the Naafiri can be incredibly strong.
What about the Shakiri with you go
I love
with
that.
Naafiri?
That's actually
awesome.
way better.
Yeah, throw out dog wave.
So they do get that combo, the Naafiri ult and the Orianna shockwave. We saw them time it really well, so super cool engage. But if you also layer the Ornn on top of it, where you, Emily, you were talking about Rumble counters, and they're taking away the Galio. The other tank kind of answer into Rumble has always been the Ornn, and so now they're layering that Ornn. Not only is it a nice lane, but you can also have that Ornn ultimate, so their team fight is just insane looking right now from Team Liquid. And so Shopify, they're investing more on dive, because whenever you give over an Orianna, you want stuff to put pressure on that low mobility carry, dive it as much as possible. You're going to get the Wukong and Galio combination to try and keep the Orianna in place for Rumble ultimate, and hopefully that's enough to just burn down the low mobility carry here.
Yep, and now we see some of the more of those bot lane options being taken away. The Seraphine taken out, the Karma taken out, and the Nautilus taken out. I do think it's interesting with these two specific supports. We kind of always talk about core, or we used to, I think a lot more, talk about core on Engage versus core on a more Enchanter style support. And kind of this conundrum of he's such a good engager, it's not like he can't play enchanters, but since he's so strong on engage, with some of the recent patch changes, these are two supports, because Seos is also that. If you look at the top 10 played supports for both of these supports, only 2 of them are enchanters, and the rest are just complete engage.
Well, I'd imagine an enchanter will be paired with this one, as Lucian's locked in early here for B-Boy. Kobe had highlighted this. This is something that B-Boy loves to play.
Yeah, and you can, go the Milio. We're getting a hover on Nami here, even with Mandate being completely changed. So Mandate now is the, ability haste for CC abilities and doesn't have the same damage burst, so it's just the hover. It really has kind of completely changed how she plays, and so we'll go with the Milio, which it's so easy to consistently proc Lucian passive. It feels like his passive is like always up, and you can go in for these trades and the warm hugs as well with the extra range, and so just this duo is just taking over. But very clearly TL also expected it, and they've been very confident and had so much success with their Zyra Khan with Yon and Core JJ. I feel like they have definitely been the best Zyra Khan combo in the entire league.
Yeah, I think they are super. I mean, this entire TL comp screams to me team fighting and just kind of comfort around the board. I like that B-Boy and Seos are bringing out the Lucian Milio, though, because as we already saw yesterday, you brought up how Milio, it pretty much perma-procs Lucian passive. He's so much more deadly in those trades. It's so hard to step up to the wave, especially if you're behind against the Lucian Milio. So we'll see if B-Boy and Seos can pilot that to success.
Cozy Campfire makes that range advantage much stronger for Lucian now into the Xayah lane. So Shopify Rebellion versus Team Liquid, ready for game number 1. Eyes will be on B-Boy, on the Lucian. Can he carry with it? And also a lot of eyes on the junglers. Contracts versus Jose Deodo, both of these guys, stars of their respective rosters. Can Contracts get it done again here today, or will Team Liquid continue and run through the lower bracket, matching the expectations placed not only by themselves, but by much of the community? Shopify Rebellion versus Team Liquid. Make some noise, everybody, at the Riot Games Arena. We're into game number 1.
All right, let's see, because you always do have to be a little worried with Naafiri looking for invades. We have seen Contracts himself do some pretty aggressive Naafiri routes. So he goes to get the early ward towards Raptors, and since they see each other so late too, they're both going to know that each jungler are starting from the top side, looking down to the bottom lane battlefield.
Oh, yeah.
And the battlefield we have constantly highlighted here when Lucian and Milio have really gained so much hype.
It's Raz's match of the week, guys. This came up yesterday at the end of the day because my match of the week was unfortunately a 3-0. So Raz, I mean, were you not
Raz
entertained?
is taking over.
Raz is taking over because I didn't do a good job picking match of the week this week. So, you know, this is Raz's match of the week. Let's go.
Yeah, woo.
Now I want always us to have both. I want us to always have Emily's match of the week, which Emily is usually going to pick like the serious, like whichever teams are really close in the standings.
Yeah.
And usually the teams that are at the top of the standings are going to be Emily's match of the week. And then Raz is going to pick the most
Dignitas,
the most scrappy,
Yeah.
like weird one. I actually think it'll be fun to keep track of both.
Well, for now, this is at least Raz's one. I want to catch up on what happened on the bot side, though. B-Boy actually did a great job of getting lane priority down here. Thank you, observers, for highlighting this again. Early level lead from B-Boy and Seos, and they are making it worthwhile.
Yeah, we saw in the opener, they walk behind the lane, and you put that ward by Gromp as well to see them. They go for the little like slight invade to get vision through blue Gromp, and then return to lane, just walk right in front of the minions, and you're just always threatening this big damage really early on with this combination. And so they utilize it fairly effectively, and look at that. Already almost at a turret plate, but we were talking about your stunners and the effectiveness, Kangas.
So the record dramatically increased since he took a stunner. We'll have to see if I have to give another as Contracts goes for the invade. Jose Deodo defending the Gromp right now. Bot lane's not answering yet as Contracts still here. Jose Deodo now pushing back Contracts towards Seos, helping him out with the Cozy Campfire. In comes Quid. Does not have a lot of mana though, so mostly the autos, and Contracts will, with the help of his support, continue the invade. Quid wrapping around again here. Now 80 carries are finally walking up. B-Boy's going to get there a little faster, but Contracts is low. Has the flash available. Teleport in as mid lane actually went for the reset. So Zinni heavily backing up Contracts on this invade.
Yeah, exactly. You see him in the line brush down there. He went for the recall, and since Orion is out of mana, that's basically not really a champion anymore, no more threat. And so Shopify, they do successfully execute their early plan here. We got a cheer in the crowd for the underdogs there. And this plan is all built around the Lucian Milio having priority early on. So they're like, okay, we're going to use this bot lane to go for the invade. And they do successfully take away that blue buff.
Yeah, it's super important that the Lucian Milio were able to get that. And this is something that actually went awry the last time these two teams met, where Shopify kind of attempted a similar invade, did not work out as well. So having that pushing bot lane, really nice little early start for not only B-Boy, but now for Contracts.
And it's not just the bot lane that set that up. Zinni going for that TP also. It just shows that Shopify clearly have a game plan and are pulling it off together. Even Zinni getting a big chunk on a Quid as he teleported back into lane. So let's see what Contracts can do with that lead now, because he's successfully pulled off the invade, but you got to actually get something afterwards.
Yeah, and Wukong is a great team-fighting champion, for junglers, and he does have a Galio mid lane to make a lot of plays with. Who, by the way, is harassing and stealing away some Raptors here. So Zinni really playing for jungle, especially when you're playing a champion like Galio. Always should be one of the things at the forefront of your mind. So harassing enemy jungler, taking away some of the Raptors. They took away the blue buff. It's really leaving a bit of an effect here on Jose. Slightly behind on the Naafiri, and remember, as far as Contracts Wukong, that was the second game that he played really well against DSG and had a big carry performance, was on the Wukong as well.
And it is really great to see thus far how well you just talked about how Galio can play for jungle in these kind of matchups, as we see Jose.
Yeah, use the Justice Punch forward. Should be able to get out of here just fine. No Shockwave available on Quid. Seo's going to try and catch his way bot side. Don't imagine a dive happening there. But yeah, Jose Dioto, he looks for a little play there mid. Not going to find anything. Maybe invading Contracts now as he'll spot out, smite onto the red buff.
Yeah, and I think it's really important that Contracts and Zinni are working better together, right? Like, that's actually huge, and it was kind of a glaring issue in Shopify's earlier games this split, and something, you know, Contracts has talked about extensively in terms of making sure that the two of them are on the same page and that communication is increased, and he's talked about how much better it's been recently, and we're seeing that in action in Shopify's early game.
Yeah, definitely agree. That is important, and Contracts was very complimentary of Zinni after that series that they won too. We had him on the lounge for the interview as he's running away now from the bottom lane. And in the interview, we're like, oh yeah, who do you think is player of this game? Clearly, he had all of our votes.
Yep.
But he was like, I'd go for Zinni because he had some good, well-placed Anivia walls and stuff like that. So the respect is definitely there between them, and the synergy growing.
Right now, Taunt up onto Quid. Here we see Contracts continuing his jungle advantage. 18 CS up over Jose Dioto. Was hovering around the Dragon, but with multiple members of Team Liquid in the area, does not look like they will commit to that one yet. But as I say that, he actually does start it up.
Yeah, this is what a pushing bot lane gets you. Does look like Jose is going to try to contest here.
Yeah, and now B-Boy and Seos have to find a way in. Look for Core JJ's engage. Could find the knock-up. We'll get the shield onto Yon. Looks for the Blade Caller. Not going to land the root, though. And Contract still just whacking away at the Dragon as Zinni comes in. Playing bodyguard, pushing away Jose Dioto, and this looks like it's going to be a Dragon early for Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah, again, nice little move from Zinni to kind of threaten that wraparound, right, onto where TL were. And again, pushing bot lane. There's a reason why bot lane has become such a battlefield, why junglers keep repeatedly going down there. And B-Boy and Seos getting early prio with this Lucian Melio lane has not only helped out now Contracts with the aid of Zinni in terms of his jungle CS and overall presence, but also nets them that first Drake pretty early.
Yep, mid lane and bot lane pushing, playing for jungle, makes you feel all warm and cozy inside. And it
some cozy campfires.
The rift is healing.
It does.
Warm hugs.
It does get Contracts up to a good break point now too. You get your level 6 on the Wukong and you have Flash ready. You are itching to make plays because Wukong with Flash, with ultimate, with a Galio on your team that also has ult is definitely the recipe for putting some extra pressure. And the area for that pressure should not change. It is correct here. You keep on focusing bottom half of the map between bottom lane and mid lane, and try and get some more pressure and some more resources out of it.
Currently, though, the Grubs just spawned, so Contracts is hovering around the top half of the map, clears out some camps there, and we'll go for the start on the Grubs. Jose Dioto is actually pathing towards the bottom side currently. So it looks like there will be no contest there either. Let's see if Contract actually wants to go for all three or if he'll just take a couple and walk away.
Yeah, I mean, Grubs were buffed on this patch, which makes them, slightly more valuable objective now. And not only that, but that's 2 quick early objectives in the tank for Shopify. He's going to be able to clear out all 3 of those.
Essentially on spawn. And Yon and Core pushed the bot wave in, but there was a reset for B-Boy, so he's going back in to catch this wave. Jose Dioto will just get the camps on the bottom half of the map, and no contest so far. I guess there was a look at the Dragons, but they didn't actually full commit onto that one. So just lead in the jungle position as the taunt lands now into the mid lane again. Quid should be just fine. Not much Emilio can do to help kill in a gank mid lane. But these small incremental advantages from the neutral objectives is the name of the game for Shopify's early game so far.
And now it looks like with the squad, potentially, Jose wants to take a look at these Raptors. We've seen a lot of battles over the Raptors.
The bloodiest of all Raptor pits is that one right there on your screen. Contracts is able to get in and smite secure the big one. As now Team Liquid need to get their guys out of there. The taunt lands, the engage comes through. Contracts looking for the Cyclone. Locking down Core JJ for now, but Jose Dioto's in a good spot. Now the hero's entrance, but Team Liquid kited back in time. Quid's able to sidestep that one. Now Seos could be in some trouble here. Has to pop the flash. In goes Zinni, trying to buy space face for the rest of Shopify Rebellion, but not enough damage from the squad means first blood picked up by Jose Daejeon.
Yeah, and Jose kind of getting out of that. Nefiri is so good at kind of dodging a lot of this damage, and then the re-engage from Core on the Rakan, really, really nice to kind of stave off the initial pressure from Shopify and then get a kill of their own.
Yeah, really nicely done there. Kind of evade and then re-engage, as you say. They didn't get the Raptors, but it doesn't matter because Shopify are the ones that try and start this. So Zinni's thinking, all right, I proc my Aftershock, I'll be able to start this. But he immediately flashed out, and Contracts can't get much damage down on the rest of them. And then once they have Galley ultimate, they again kite it out. So good job by TL kind of kiting and avoiding both of the engages from Shopify. And since Zinni had used his flash so quickly on the first time he went in, he couldn't escape.
Yeah, good job, good job. Nice, nice.
And Spawn clapping. I mean, I also think for TL, now that they have like a kind of solid 1K gold lead off of that, TL do have such a strong team fight composition. Even though they did give up some of these early objectives, they now should be able to contest a lot of things. And yeah, Zinni locking in the Shirelias.
Yeah, he's playing for team, playmaking the name of the game here. He's got the speed up, the engage. Shopify, they know they want to keep on stacking those objectives. They don't want to let the Ornn start handing out upgrades for the Xayah Rakan to and Orianna to be able to carry some team fights. So they want to keep making plays themselves to keep stacking the objectives.
Yeah, and as you see, we have a few like kind of pocket pick records on the line, with Seos having a very strong record on that Melio, and then Jose being undefeated on this Nefiri.
Both of them 15 KDAs.
Yeah, I remember interviewing him afterwards.
We'll get back to that as the Raptor invade's happening again. Contract's not able to get the big one that time around, as now the Cyclone used defensively. Jose Daejeon carrying the Shockwave forward, but Contracts gets back to the turret and will get out safely. Yeah, those Raptors contested back-to-back. I imagine that's going to keep happening.
We love chickens here and Raptors.
Look at all these
whatever
chickens.
You want to call them. I call them birds on my jungle pathing spreadsheets. But there you kind of see like how many dive buddies this Nefiri has, right? Like Rakan can follow up, Ori Ball can be placed. It's just going to be increasingly scary with this, how many Nefiri combinations you can get. And already there's TL evening up the Drake stacking, keeping an eye on those Raptors, and Contracts will be going for Jose's Raptors now.
Yeah, it's time to pay that back, as Zinni's actually taking a lot of damage in the mid lane, 1v2, and he goes down. Jose Daejeon with the kill credit. As LYON just peppers him with feathers, and successful defense on the Raptors.
Yeah, they are. Look at the lane assignments. They already, move over Xayah Rakan towards mid, and it's a nice walk down there because Zinni had no flash. So Shopify start falling apart after the Raptor invade. Even though they don't kill Contracts, it doesn't matter because you chunk them out so low. You can get the Dragon. You put a stop to all those early objectives Shopify were getting, and then off of rotating your duo towards mid, you can make another play because Shopify were trying to go for another invade. So Team Liquid much ahead of them in the macro in these last couple of plays here. The game over Raptors really is turning their favor. Both of the Raptor Pit attempted plays there going for TL.
Yeah, sometimes we're all SOFM. I do want to point out the jungle discrepancy now, though, because we had talked about both junglers now have their first items in. Triforce locked in for Contracts. Cyclo Sword locked in for Nefiri. We've talked about the incredible power of that reworked item recently as well. But even though Contracts was able to get an early lead off of kind of combining with Zinni for early pressure and invades, Jose has not only caught up, but now has a pretty solid advantage.
And once you know it, Raptors spawn, and we're contesting them again. Jose Daejeon's going in, but the Cyclone from Contracts, he wants to start the fight for himself as B-Boy joins from the side, plus Zinni. Taunt lands onto one. Trying to get the damage on Jose Daejeon, but he gets out with the teleport coming in to back them up. 5 members of Team Liquid are there. Who got the Raptor, though? That's the real question. I think it was Contracts.
Well, the big repercussions are going to be Ornn teleported away from the top lane, so you're just going to have Fudge push that top lane wave in. Ornn walking back up. Actually, he's going to get there kind of as it crashes, so is going to catch some of them, but Shopify now also with that Summoner Spell advantage.
Yeah, and they're moving up into kind of this top side quadrant to potentially get a little bit more vision down off of Fudge being able to push that wave in.
And I want to bring up this point here, is actually Jose Daejeon looking mid. Not going to find anything currently. The fact that this has been such a jungle-focused matchup, Jose Daejeon versus Contracts, very exciting jungle matchup just between the two of these. It was early game for Contracts, but Jose Daejeon, with the help of the team, has done a fantastic job of equalizing and now picking up 2 kills for himself. And Contracts won't even walk up to that Raptor.
Yeah, both of those were off of, by the way, Shopify engages, where Zinni is the one that did the engage. Both by that kind of the defense on Raptors the first time around, and then also in mid lane. You know, it was Zinni's choice to engage on LYON, and that's why he got himself into trouble with the feathers there. And that kill was another one that had gone over to Jose. So the Galio that's trying to play for jungle has been a source of gold for their opponents.
Yeah, and I think another thing that we kind of went a little bit unsaid, but is always a part. We're looking on pick to quit.
Yeah, it's flash out of Quid. Cyclone was 2 seconds away from Contracts right there. So just moments away from maybe getting the kill. At least it is a summoner down, and now Contracts just pushing them away from the turret itself. Jose Daejeon will at least get the Herald for this, but this could be multiple plates bot lane now for Shopify.
Yeah, I think Galio is going to be able to clean this up as they keep harassing really high up in the lane.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shopify will respond, or TL rather, will respond by getting that Rift Herald, and then the trade is going to be this bot tier 1.
Yeah, first turret bonus on this bottom tier 1 as well, so nice little bonus there. Does help in their efforts of cutting down the TL gold lead.
And also, Dragon of 50 seconds, Quid does not have flash. They got the summoner spell from that earlier attempt, so they're actually looking to maintain their position in the river here, not giving up Team Liquid's space to take that control ward. As I say it now, they will back off. Want to go for a reset, I imagine, before Dragon fight.
Yeah, and so much of this is going to come down to setup and vision, right? Just because TL do have, as we already pointed out with the Zyra Khan, so many easy tools to be able to deal with a lot of the dive potential coming out of this Wukong and Galio. So yeah, it's just going to be really important for both teams to kind of get their vision down and get a good setup onto this Drake.
Also, a reminder for everybody, we are back in the Riot Games Arena next week, and tickets are also on sale, so go check those out. Speaking of tickets, get your tickets at the Road to Arizona. It's playoffs time, baby, so the finals will be at the Mullet Arena. Kobe's mullet is coming in fantastic, I will say.
I'm gonna go your strat. I'm gonna get a wig as well.
You're just gonna get a wig? Well, why are you giving it away?
Because
maybe people thought I was gonna grow one.
My bad. Sorry. Spoilers. I'm also just assuming that. Maybe I'm still wrong.
True.
I might still be wrong.
Yeah, he already spoiled it on desk. As we see some heavy trading in mid lane, TL did actually net that third Drake for themselves, 2 now in the stacking, and are pressuring this mid-tier 1.
We have a dive top lane, though, right now. The turret's very low, so if they just take that out first, the taunt comes up onto Morgan, and now Fudge, no turret in the way, can try and roast him down. He's able to jump out of there as mid-turret will fall to the Herald. Morgan trying to buy some more time for the rest of Team Liquid to come up to the top lane, but they're blocked off by Contracts in the river. And it looks like no fight will actually happen. So just a mid-turret for top turret trade at the end of the play.
Yeah, Morgan survives. Still pretty difficult to kill that Ornn. And also he did have kind of the rest of the team moving up and kind of trading a little bit of DPS with Shopify in the river.
And mid lane turrets are definitely more, I mean, they're not technically more valuable as far as the gold goes, but they are as far as the map setup.
Figuratively, they're a lot more valuable.
Because it makes it so much easier to get mid lane priority for objectives. So it is quite nice for TL to do a mid for top level trade right there and be able to turn it around. And now we're just looking at summoner spells. And again, Orianna is the target, as Emily mentioned. Both the Xayah and the Naafiri, these other carries on Team Liquid, they can just jump up in the air and become untargetable. So they're much more difficult targets, whereas the Orianna with no flash is a big one.
Talk about targets. It's Contracts right now. It's getting engaged on Shockwave, pulls him back, but it was only the clone. He got to safety. And Cyclone's away from the fight. So Team Liquid not finding a pick. We're just scrapping around. Again, the Raptors. We just need to have like a death mark on that part of the mini-map. You like, watch that.
So I know our stats guy can do like a heat map, and I would love to see the heat map because I feel like it's just going to be both Raptor camps.
You're not going to name him? You're not going to give credit to Leo?
Leo? Yeah, Liam.
Liam.
He who must not be
Yeah.
named. He's kind of like Voldemort, you know. He wields a lot of evil power, I've heard.
Of statistics.
As Zale learned recently, you don't want to mess with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Shopify
true.
going for an invade. Contracts jumping onto Jose Deodo, has the team all behind him as he looks to smite away the buff. As now B-Boy getting engaged on by Core JJ, but the damage was not there to follow up. Quid a little too far away. Also doesn't have Shockwave. So Shopify feeling confident to keep scrapping. B-Boy has exhaust on him. Yon had exhaust as well, and everyone just backs away. So I believe that was blue buff, though, secured by contract. Shopify at least get out with that.
Yeah,
if I saw that correctly, at least.
I believe it was, the smite there for Nefiri, because he is also wearing it. He gave the thumbs up afterwards, so I'm going to go with Jose. But regardless, never mind, we have attack.
Call the Forge God onto Zinni, has to flash away from the knock-up, and now we'll channel the teleport. Morgan going to try and knock him up before then, not in time. So Zinni does successfully get away.
Yep, successful getaway, but that's now TP down for Zinni for a little bit. So we'll see. They're probably still going to try to, send him up top side, set him up in a side lane since he still will have Galio ultimate to rejoin the team.
I feel with the 2-item power spikes coming in for most of the players in the game now, it becomes a really big issue for Shopify, how they're going to deal with Yon. We even saw in the last fight, Yon's positioning very aggressively and can walk up and like lay down so many feathers on 2-item power spike here with the quick blades also being completed for him, as well as for B-Boy. There's so much more safety in the TL setup here and their 5-on-5. Shopify are going to have to find a really good angle around the side to quickly delete one of the carries from TL. And we're approaching this breakpoint fairly quickly because it's only 50 seconds before the dragon. That's around the time you really need to get your wards and be there early for the objective. We'll also say, as far as the 2-item power spikes, the new Imperial Mandate is done for Zinni. And so that provides the damage amp when you do land your CC. For your rest of your team as well, and giving you the cooldown reduction, the extra ability haste for your CC abilities here. So Zinni going with the super cook on the new Galio build here. Very, very supportive, very play for team type of build.
Dragon in 20 seconds. Team Liquid currently controlling the access point in the river. Zinni's going to try and front line to give them space. Lands the CC onto Core JJ as B-Boy takes some trades there against Morgan, but Zinni is just getting roasted. Not a very tanky Galio with that build. And that means the Shopify now with the full retreat. Flash from Seos and B-Boy. The equalizer comes down, but trying to give B-Boy some space to play with. But I think damage is done. I mean, with a 4v5 now, very low chance of a contest from Shopify.
Yeah, I don't think they will contest without this Galio unless they start feeling really, really desperate.
It was multiple ultimates from Team Liquid. That's 4 down. Only Yon has his available.
Yeah, so, I mean, this Galio build, as we said, it's like a super cook. It is very squishy. It's all about, like, utility. And, the Shurelia's does not have defenses on it. The Mandate does not have defenses on it either. He did, start with the Doran's helm, so you can be like, my defenses.
Yeah, and his W, can shield a Duran, gives you some resistances, but it's not a lot.
It's like you got to get like good value out of Shurelia's speed and good amp for your team to make it worth it.
Not able to save the bottom turret either as Morgan backs up Quid to push that one in. That's going to be the 3rd dragon plus another turret for Team Liquid, and slowly they are getting more and more control of Summoner's Rift.
Yeah, and I think you can increasingly see, like, there is a world where Shopify are able to get the perfect team fight off, right? With this supportive Galio build, just constantly buffing B-Boy, right? Contracts, taking out priority targets, equalizer going down. But I feel like TL have so many tools to reposition and avoid damage.
Yeah, and to Kobe's point, you kind of have to be there first. If Team Liquid are in the river first, they don't have a front line to walk in. It really is, unfortunately, Zinni on the Galio. So, I mean, Kobe, you mentioned the importance of, like, setting up the wards and being at the place early. Team Liquid so far checking those boxes. Shopify a little behind the play.
Yeah, I mean, it's you basically, you just have to be really good with like hitting your CC combos because as we said, he's got 2, like AP support items. So if he can hit the CC and they can like chain some good knockups there, then maybe they can do it. But we're already in the area of both carries with Quid and LYON having their Ornn upgrades. So like the full, as Jose is thinking about.
Yeah, the itemization is coming through for Team Liquid, but Shopify look for their play. Contracts over the wall. Here comes the Hero's entrance. Only going to land onto Quid right there. And now call the Forge God defensively from Team Liquid to re-engage. Shopify get away. Team Liquid don't have the range to follow up there. So I guess it's just a couple ults thrown at each other. Nobody goes down.
Yeah, and I mean, there you, I think, again, see all of the tools that TL has to deal with the engage from Shopify. I feel like neither team have done the full commit as of recently, right? Like, it's a lot of these little, like, okay, we'll kind of go in. That's the closest to a full commit we saw from Shopify. And TL can kind of, they just have so many ways to mitigate damage in the kits of their champions, especially with Naafiri and Xayah.
Yeah. And do damage.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like this TL's they're just so much more solid. They're like a freaking like meat grinder here. If you get a full commit, I feel like Shopify are just going to get ground up and just stat checked. Because Ornn is such a beefy, you know, real front line. And Shopify, you have the feeling that they do have to rely on hitting their CCs and comboing them in order to not only make their offense successful, but even their defense successful. And they have not been able to do that, as you keep pointing out. Like TL can avoid a lot of, have been able to avoid it very successfully so far. And we're moving towards a very quick Dragon Soul. So Shopify really have to get like a crazy flank or something, insta-delete the Orianna. And even then, it does feel like TL, as long as they can get people in position, have really good ability to kind of stat check.
And they're supporting it by getting a ton of vision and kind of pressure down by pushing out that bot wave, by getting vision in Shopify's bot side jungle here. They're going to be really, really well set up for this Drake spawn in just a little over a minute. And this is what I like to see from TL. When they are at their best, I do think of these kind of big macro movements of just kind of setting up the map in a really good spot. And that's going to force Shopify to kind of have to contest this Cloud Drake Soul at a disadvantage.
We're talking about like the potential play Shopify have. It's like, oh, find a flank or find somebody out of position. Well, if they're just grouped around Dragon, you're probably not going to find either of those. It really comes down to contracts, finding an insane play. Maybe B-Void just having a pop-off team fight, but Team Liquid are in such good control right now. 30 seconds till Drag spawns. Let's see if they maintain.
So also Zinni's third support item here for the Galio does provide some tankiness with the shield. He has gone for the locket. That did get the little buffs as well. So let's see with the 3-item power spike.
Can he do it? Will he die in 5 seconds or 6 seconds this time? Let's see. As Team Liquid still have control, because they're going to have to send the Galio in, send somebody in to wrestle away the vision control that Team Liquid have currently. We're repositioned to the bottom lane. Shopify trying a new strategy this time around. Mid lane did not work last time. Maybe this is the avenue.
Yeah, they are going to spot for it.
Got it early from Morgan. They got in onto B-Boy, and the Lucian's in a lot of trouble to start things off. Zinni does buy him some space. Contracts will go down on the side. B-Boy's still alive, but Fudge looks to fall here too. Team Liquid refocusing up onto the solo laner here as B-Boy and Zinni will look to take down Morgan, but his health bar is just too big. Quid on a killing spree as Fudge goes down. Shopify lose 2.
Yeah, I was going to say, while everyone was kind of focused on Morgan and the Ornhorn, Contracts was dying in bot lane to TL. This is going to be their Cloud Soul here. And again, you see how Shopify, even when they're trying to set up this kind of perfect fight, it does not work. And TL pulled the trigger first, win the fight, and get the Drake.
And I'm curious what the call here was, because I imagine Contracts might be expecting the Galio to go on him here.
Yeah, okay. I mean, they had a really good interrupt where Seos interrupts Jose's ulti, or B-Boy would have gotten deleted on the left side. But it doesn't matter because they're able to chase down on the other side. Contracts does get deleted here. But I thought it was a really good initiation from Morgan there. Pop the Ornn ultimate, go for the flash knockup onto B-Boy, and then Seos had a really good kick on the Ultra Mega Fire kick here on Jose to stop his ult. But of course, losing the jungle on the other side too means instantly that Dragon Soul is gone, and TL They are going to march towards those gates here.
4K gold lead plus the Dragon Soul. That's a lot.
Yeah, and they're already, they're already setting up, again, their vision line. They're pushing out top turret. They get top tier 1. They're going to be setting up for this Baron, and they're already on it.
Yeah, starting it up. We did see Zinni pushing in that bottom wave. Shopify have a couple of members nearby teleporting Zinni in. Has the hero's entrance available if they want to go for it. Cyclone defensively from Contracts as Jose looks to jump onto him, so no Wukong ult at the Baron pit anymore. Shopify Rebellion will instead push this mid wave. Team Liquid will catch it. And I imagine they still have a fantastic spot around this Baron. They could just look to peel right back to it.
Yeah, super solid game from Team Liquid this time around. Very well controlled from them. Let's see, with the Dragon Soul, they've got all this extra speed, so it makes you really worried about the turn. Ornn Ultimate is available, so they can just start up the Baron as many times as they want. And then if you walk close, Shopify, guess what? The train is going to come through, and you get run over. So you're kind of choosing between, do we hope for a miracle like defending towers at our base, or do we hope for a miracle approaching a Dark Baron?
Yeah, and you've already seen their decision is, nope, we're just going to push in. We're going to try to get some of these turrets down. They aren't able to get that mid-tier 1, though, which would have been really, really nice for them. But it's exactly as you say, Kobe, right? Like, now they're like, okay, maybe we can make a base defense.
Yeah, I don't even know if they're going to get that bottom tier turret. We see Fudge heavily pushing in there. It'll be traded for the tier 2 in mid lane. And Team Liquid will go for the reset. So Baron into immediate cash out from the turret and now defend their own. Fudge TPs away. And we'll catch this top wave. So not too bad from Fudge. But overall, this is a fantastic play for Team Liquid. They are in a commanding position here. Let's see how much they can actually get done with this Baron, because it's rare that we see the Baron itself just turn into a win, just pushing and sieging turrets. Oftentimes, you still need to find that team fight.
Yeah, I mean, I think TL have the right idea, right? Like, they're pushing in mid. They'd already taken down that mid tier 2. They're now going to be able to rotate very easily to bot, where Quid has already pushed out that bot wave. I mean, it's just kind of clinical for them at this point.
Yeah, I feel like that's been the name of the game here too. They successfully were able to punish the Galio mid a bunch of times for the early stages of the game, and then scale up super nicely. Now they're at the gates, and Kangas, I don't know if Shopify can answer this one.
Yeah, Raz might be have a stunner in his future here. For the Shopify
You're going to have to power Shopify up.
Yeah, let's see if they got anything in them right now. Team Liquid going to go for the play. The Call of the Forge God will land only onto B-Boy, but no big follow-up from the rest of Team Liquid. Means that now Contracts can go in. Flashes for the Cyclone. Knockups land onto Quid, but Quid's getting back to safety. Now Core JJ backing up his mid laner, and it's Quid on a rampage. It's Team Liquid winning the team fight for now. One will fall. B-Boy's good for that one, but a double kill to Quid and an ace for TL will mean a Game 1 victory for the team in the lower bracket, expected to make a deep run here and getting it done in game number 1. GG, Team Liquid go up 1-0.
See if they can get in there to be able to fight early. There you go. Right off the bat, first ban, APA.
Already the recipe for success for Shopify right there.
Yeah.
And the Yoni ban too. This looks great.
Well, I mean, based on some of the more recent games, maybe you do give Quid Yone, but historically, very strong champion. Team Liquid currently banning away the Varus, so focusing on the bot side for B-Boy. He played as Lucian, which is one of his signature picks, and I think limiting his champ pool also a great avenue for Team Liquid to get a Game 2 win. So
TL also really, really like Ashe Seraphine. The Milio and the Lucian are out, but the Caitlyn Bard answer is still really good. The Ezreal Karma is still available too. Do you feel like it would be still too early for them to jump on that, or is that first pick worthy?
No, I think it's first pick worthy. It just depends on team to team. I think there's also other stuff, like globally right now. Yep. I was going to bring up the Cassio that was not banned last game, that you see a lot of teams first picking, like Quad picked it, I believe, first in Game 2 yesterday. So just curious to see where the teal crowd is down in Game 2, that stuff like Lucian Milio are out, which has been something that is is Yon's. I guess is like the most famous pick, I would say.
Yeah.
Well, if everything goes to expectations for Shopify, they're going to have first pick here on the red side, expecting more things like, saving that bot lane counter pick for B-Boy, unless they would just want to go for something strong early, like maybe take away the Ashe Seraphine. But Kobe, as you were highlighting, I like things like the Caitlyn and Bard into it, so they have options there, but at least setting up B-Boy to carry, he got them such a strong lead in game number 1, and then Seos was able to spill that over into contracts in the jungle. I liked what Shopify did in the first 14 minutes. It's just the rest of the game that things kind of fell apart here, as right now it does look like they're hovering that bot laner, so they actually are going to go for Ezreal for B-Boy.
There's a few things that were missing from last game's draft ban phase. Like there's the Annie that's missing from the TL ban. There's the Rise that's missing from the Shopify ban. So I'm curious to see if they're going to take Annie priority onto either of those two characters. Like Quid, obviously known for having a really good Rise these days. Yeah.
Yeah, it's his most played champion by far there as well. And looks like it'll continue to be his most played champion. Yep. Now, the top lane or support kind of flex Anivia. They keep on hovering this.
It can go anywhere, even.
Jungle Anivia?
You never know. Rise might go top.
Yeah, there you go. You can do the switcheroo. All right, the Bard priority is a bit more real here. And again, back on the Ezreal pick here, even with Karma banned, do you feel like it has the same effectiveness? You can slot in Nico or whatever. Oh, there you go.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
they definitely feel like it can, and they're going to take away the Anivia, which definitely can be played into the Rise, but as you said, can be swapped around too.
Yeah, it could be top lane for Fudge on Shopify. We just expect it to not be support, as the Nico is locked in as the pair with the Ezreal, so no surprise if Caitlyn's locked in. Caitlyn Bard, solid 2v2 combo in that bottom lane, and then we'll leave up top lane and jungle picks for Team Liquid later on in the draft, and there it is, locked in.
I like the theme of the Team Liquid draft so far. They got a strong bot lane with Caitlyn Bard. They're going to push them in, they're going to hump the turret, and then you have...
Is that an official term? Technical term?
Yeah, they're going to hump the turret.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
I'm writing that one down.
They have the Rise, which is going to try to push mid and just hover bot lane. So then the Caitlyn can just auto the turret, and then if everything goes well, there's kind of so much pressure within the game. So I'm a fan of the TL draft so far.
So a lot of people do like the Anivia side for the Anivia into Rise. How do you feel about that one? Because I seem to remember you getting a solo kill.
Much earlier into this play, yes. Yeah. I have not gotten to play that matchup recently because it is often taken into other roles, sadly.
Yeah.
But it is quite good for Anivia. I think, especially as you get level 6, you just drop the ult on Rise and you wall behind, and he's an immobile character. You can't.
Yeah.
You have to slowly walk out of the glacial.
Especially with Phase Rush gone now, too. Like, you're reliant on Ghost or Flash, basically summoner spells to get out of that type of situation. And that's kind of where we saw the Anivia first crop up, was in that counter matchup. Then it got flexed around, and the shenanigans ensued. But I fully would expect Zinni to be piloting that one, and we will not see Olaf for contracts. This was the big pick he carried on last week.
I like the respect shown here, because definitely was such a huge game for Shopify and for contracts, so targeting down him.
It definitely feels like jungle is such a wide open pool right now. You have so many unique picks for different players. Like Contracts has his Olaf. Griffin, of course, has his wide variety of picks. But there's always so many picks right now that, like, even if you blind pick something common, like Nocturne or something here on the Shopify side, you really never know what's going to be picked.
Yeah, I mean, there's still like Jarvan and stuff, which is a lot of people really highly prioritize up there too. So we do get that Nocturne.
Yeah. So Nocturne not going to have the Orianna combo with it, so no knock waves, but still have a lot of damage following it up with Ace in the Hole, even Bard joining in. And I'm waiting for confirmation to see if that's a visual bug or that is a Scion ban. I'm hearing from production. Okay. So not a misban from Team Liquid, it is a Scion ban, so no Scion for Fudge in the top lane.
I thought you were talking about the literal bug that they're hovering.
They are hovering a literal bug, yeah.
Which, yeah.
And they locked in a literal bug.
And the reason is because it is good into Nocturne for the isolated 1v1. You don't always get your isolated 1v1s, but you can take over jungle. And if you're trying to have Contracts be the be the one that's getting you a lot of advantages, Kha'Zix is very good, especially post 6. You go for your invades, play on those brush, play on those isolated plays.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what I'm talking about with the weird jungle counter picks. Like, you blind something standard that you see all the time, which is Nocturne, and then get something that is Kha'Zix, which has been played, what it said, 0 times so far in the LCS.
And, I mean, who else to do it but Contracts? We've been harping this multiple times already, and it's only game 2. draft is that Contracts is going to have to put on a carry performance for Shopify to get over the mountain that is Team Liquid, and they're giving him the tools in the bug.
Yeah, it's so nice because you can break tether multiple ways. Ooh, the Shen makes it complicated.
Yeah.
The Shen with the Nocturne here can just ride on in for the double dive.
Yeah. Even with something like Rise, like you can Rise ult and then Shen ult on top of Rise, and you're gonna follow Rise through the realm portal.
Yeah. That's fun. And also, it just means that anytime Kha'Zix finds somebody isolated, they're never truly isolated.
Yeah, you're never going to be isolated. The globals on Team Liquid are plentiful, to say the least. Rise, Nocturne, Shen, and Bard all can pressure side lane so heavily. And if they do get success early with Caitlyn Bard utilizing APA's strategy of aggressively attacking turrets.
I believe he said a different term. You don't want to say the term?
Well, playing for plates, I think.
Okay,
I think that was the idea. Playing for plates, yeah, if they get turret pressure with Caitlyn
Thumping
Bard.
on the front door. I think that's what yeah. All right, well, here we go. The Kha'Zix is exciting, but the answer of the Shen might just shut it down. Let's see if Shopify have what it takes to even out the series, or if Team Liquid will find their way to a 2-0 leading the series and looking for a potential sweep. Expectations could never be higher for a team like Team Liquid here, based on what they've said about their practice, what other teams have said about their scrims, and Shopify, again, sneaking into the lower bracket in playoffs. Heavy underdogs here. Make some noise, Riot Games Arena. Shopify Rebellion versus Team Liquid. Game 2 underway.
Shopify, they're trying to make it fun. They're trying to pull out some creativity. That's what you like to see. When you lose game number 1 so convincingly, you need to keep on using some unexpected strategies here. So bring out the Kha'Zix. We'll see if Contracts can get some isolated fights versus the Nocturne. Start to get yourself into some unsuspected brushes. You get the jump on somebody, and you can start to kind of snowball some areas of the map.
So I think, while we're watching the mid lane matchup, it can be pretty volatile early. But just from the jungle perspective, I feel like both junglers are just going to full clear down. Nocturne's going to want to get 6 camps. He wants to get level 6. Kha'Zix wants to get a few levels in his queue before he starts the fight. So I think it's going to be a pretty standard game unless one of the lanes becomes way too volatile and something's too easy to gank.
Well, we'll be tracking the jungle pathing, but I want to talk also about what you see on screen here. This is part of why expectations are so low, is it's not just what we've seen on screen, it's what the players are talking about the teams as well. I mean, we had on pros, Berserker and Isles, talking about kind of the chances, Kobe, for Shopify Rebellion, and they didn't look great.
Yeah, Isles he couldn't even see a chance for Shopify to be able to win. And that was true in game number 1, but not necessarily true for the entire series, especially if APA gets his way.
But while we're at it, why not toss it to Raz to hear from Team Liquid coach Spawn?
That's right, Spawn. First thing to note of is actually the draft here. You got Shen, Nocturne, seems like a response to Kha'Zix. Thoughts on the draft, and your thoughts on what they're picking?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, they've gone a little bit more scaling, and I think that they felt like they probably lacked options in the last game team fight because they didn't have any tools, so they've given themselves like great tools this game. They've got, Nika to be able to engage, and Ivy is really annoying in team fight, and then the Kha'Zix brings a little bit of flair. Obviously, we're trying to shut that down quite hard by running the Shen, so we'll see how it goes. I'm
suspecting they're permabanning the Lee Sin. You might not have that for the series. And also, a lot of what was happening in the early game, tracking Jose Diodo and looking to invade quite a bit. Any thoughts on what that strategy is looking like?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny, right? The campaign to deny Jose MVP was launched with 3 jungle bans coming at us now, jungle tracking. It's no secret that Jose's in great form, especially in the early game. So, their strategy makes sense. It's something that we've seen now for weeks, though. So we're getting better at dealing with it as a team. So, thanks to LYON for introducing it into the mix. And, now the job's on us to kind of combat it.
What do you guys want to... What have you seen in Game 1 and just in the prior series that you want to work on as a team?
Honestly, our energy. I don't know if you guys have heard any comms listenings, but we sound a lot more upbeat today, which is good. We came into the year, said we wanted to play with some fun. I think we lost that a little bit in the last 4 weeks. So we're trying to bring it back. So hopefully we were able to do that today.
I like that. Sounds good. Good luck in the games. I'm going to send this one straight back to the casters.
Awesome to hear from Coach Spawn there. APA, I want to get your thoughts on either what he said or just how the early game's gone so far.
Well, I mean, of course, as a mid laner, I'm watching that mid lane matchup, and everyone saw Zinni just go down to 1 HP, just ticking down from the Deathfire touch, and it's so close. But even in the CS department, even though Zinni was so low, he's up a full wave already.
Yeah.
And it looks like he got another good trade, and I think the matchup only gets worse for Quid on Rise. So I'm curious to see how Zinni can take this small lead that he has and see if he can balloon it.
Yeah, he was doing some really cool stuff on Anivia last time they played it versus DSG, where he was even like putting walls up in time to interrupt Pantheon W coming in for stuns on him and stuff. So definitely seems like this is one of the comfortable champions for him. That bodes well for Shopify. And junglers are just into their second full clears again.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, you know, we're looking for level 6s here, and that's when you can get pretty spicy with it. Kha'Zix, once you get your level 6, you have so much more kill pressure. So we'll see what they can do once we start to get junglers involved, because the mid lane was feeling like spicy, but they just get to walk it off for now.
I mean, for jungle, it's probably just going to be 2 full clears, and then it might just be a team fight for the 6-minute crab. Both junglers look like they're going to get level 6 off of it. So that's what looks like what it might turn into.
And we get a little supportal combat, but I don't imagine anything's going to come of that. CoreJJ just dropped some of the Wayfarer Shrines for Quid, picking those up, healing himself back up. But I like that you highlight the fact that it's a 6-minute crab. We've seen a lot of games decided at the 6-minute crab.
Especially on C9.
Like. Yeah. True. Yeah, you're very experienced with that one, aren't you?
It's a blabber crabs for a reason.
Vision over the crabs could be big. It's a bottom crab, the extra bonus of bottom crab being by the dragon with the level 6 possibility. So Team Liquid are investing their wards really early and going for the recall here to get your purchase off in time. Let's see. Here we go. Bottom side entry possible.
It looks like that control ward in the line brush. Yep, that was protected by Quid, so they will still have that one. As Zinni already used the TP earlier, Fudge will pop Dominus just to clear out the wave. And keep in mind that Morgan could always join in at a fight like that, then TP back topside. This is also the strength of the Shen pick, is that you can get around for these earlier game objectives.
I mean, I think we're about to enter into the 6-minute crab fight, but the Shopify solo lanes, they have some pretty nice CS leads already. It's only 5 minutes. Both of them have 10 roughly CS lead respectively. It's pretty good going for them so far.
Yeah, and it looks like they've made the call on Shopify. All right, we're not going to be able to contest this crab fight. So we are just going to go for Contract's a little deep excursion here into enemy jungle instead.
But he's going to find nothing. There's nothing up there to do. He's looking at a yellow timer in the camp, and he's just waiting.
I love that timer from Morgan. He actually went for the reset, so if there was a fight, he could have ulted there, had his purchase and full health, TP'd back to top lane. As it is, he just TP's top, and now Jose Deodo has Quid behind him to help out protect the invade.
Really scary, because Jose's 6 and the Contract is only level 5.
Yeah.
Of course, if he gets a smite, he can get 6, but as the 1v1, of course,
it's out of there.
Especially because he also knows, well, there's a Stand United. There's no way I ever want to, stick around there, so at best, as you're saying, it would be a smite and run for the hills. So gonna have to go back to his own side, and just pretty smooth opening here as far as Jose is concerned. But as you mentioned, the laning prowess of Renekton and Anivia going well for Fudge and Zinni.
That's where their advantage is being accrued currently. The jungle early game goes to Jose Deodo, but it's not like it's the end of the game. Contract still hits level 6 off of his own camps, and we'll just go back to that full clear that you had been talking about, APA.
And this is what I mean about the Ryze and Anivia matchup. Ryze has no mobility. He can't, can't dash out of the Anivia ult.
Nice little Cosmic Binding right there, and that means heal used by Seos. Also used by CoreJJ, though, as B-Boy will answer with the 2-shot barrage. So some trading in the bottom side, 2v2.
I mean, the thing about Shopify even winning ball lane like this is they're going solo condition. Like, look at Seos' condition. He's under half in both mana and health. It's hard for him to pressure because the Shen ult, the Nocturne ult, the Ryze Realm Warp, if he can get a move.
Almost going to be impossible to see a kill happen in the 2v2 bot side. Can expect more around either team fighting or maybe even looking at this top side. Is Fudge, the bigger advantage he gets, the scarier the Crocodile gets in that 1v1. And sometimes the answer is like, well, don't give the Shen the chance to ult somewhere else if you just attack the Shen instead. Yeah,
if he can output enough pressure up there, then it would open up Contracts to actually look for some plays and not have to worry about the Stand United as much.
Yeah. And even when Shen ults, if there's a wave at his turret, there's a cannon wave at his turret, he's going to lose 1 to 2 plates.
Yeah.
He's going to lose that wave, might even lose some more minions on the way back. So if Fudge keeps pushing him in, it's hard for the Shen to ult, especially at this condition.
And again, if Contracts goes for a play, Kha'Zix has a pretty easy time of disengaging a lot of fights. He's so mobile when you have your ultimate and your jump. So they could do a play where they try and bait out the Stand United, get him to teleport away, and then back off.
Ooh, flash from CoreJJ answered by B-Boy. Looking for the flash Q into the wall, but B-Boy's fast enough on the reaction. Will he see Jose? Now stopping the back. B-Boy's going to need some assistance down here. Actually, we'll just TP up into the top lane and gets out of there.
Said I'm out of here.
Okay, so they're going to give up, turret plates and waves and stuff for these grubs. Contracts is playing up to the top side of the map for grubs right now on the Kazakhs. And TLAW are pretty happy with that. You get a bunch of money for your Caitlyn Bard up on turret plates. You're going to be able to get the Dragon as well, and the swap even comes in. We're getting the Ezreal walking up top side after the teleport over there. He's throwing the Hail Mary Ezreal ult. If that steals, nah.
You'd have to also predict that they pulled it out of the pit. That would have been crazy.
See, it's really nice that with the trade that it's happening in 8 minutes for Shopify, because now they have the grubs. And even though they're going to swap and B-Boy lost like a couple waves, probably a couple plates, he's not even top tier with the grubs. He's going to feel good about this when he starts getting his own plates back up as a reward. And you can see Team Liquid doesn't want to allow that to happen. So they're answering right now.
Wave's going to crash topside again. Shen, without the Titanic, just cannot really wave clear. So hurting to actually clear this one out. Team Liquid now have their bot lane answer up. And looks like the swap completes for Team Liquid now. Will Shopify stick around? Or do they just go for the swap immediately again? Looks like so far they're sticking around. So happy to have the 2v2 transition to the top lane.
I think they're okay in the actual matching lanes itself. It's just they're always worried about, the globals that Team Liquid has. But in the actual 2v2 lane itself, like you can see B-Boy posturing up, honestly, 1v2 when Seos is facing.
Yeah, and Fudge, his gold lead continues to grow here for Shopify. He's got the largest of the gold leads for him. Zinni's still doing quite well for himself, but the Renekton at a fully completed Black Cleaver here to keep on shredding, keep on putting the pressure. See if Shopify, can make something on the other side too.
And we were talking about the advantage that LYON and Core got just from the plates on the bot side. They have small gold lead, and now it's time to hug that top turret. As again, I believe was the technical term. Trying to shove this one in, and the Dragon's gonna be spawning at 330, but there's a Pop Blossom. Chain CC plus the damage. First blood to B-Boy.
Nice play by Seos.
Beautiful.
He used flash Pop Blossom from the bush. LYON has no cleanse. He can't get out if he doesn't flash react, and he didn't, so he's just 100 to 0'd from CC.
Yeah, Tangle Barbs follow up, and B-Boy's got more than enough damage with the Sheen completed, so... And suddenly that bot lane lead just gone in a blink.
Evaporated.
Very clean combo there out of the brush. They had Sweeper, walked all the way through. As you say, no chance for LYON to move, but... Other side of the map, Fudge also still mining.
Yeah, I mean, you can see in this game, it looks like the Shopify soul laners, and now the bot laners as well, they're just getting plate after plate. Like mid-turn, if you look, it's down 2 plates.
Down on the quit, Tanglebarb follow-up, but he should be fine for right now. As the Swifties to walk away, and does just that. But yeah, Seos, now that the map's kind of opened up a bit, he's just trying to make action happen. Top lane, now mid lane. Imagine it's Nico to be all around the map.
Yeah, I would assume, too, that you're, like, maybe they make a Nocturne play or something here on one of those bottom lane members that don't have flash now, because it was a great play from B-Boy and Seos, but because B-Boy was left alone, he had to flash defensively. Seos then flashed offensively. So, if TL is going to make a play, APA, do you see them actually doing that, or are they just looking for farm? We scale, we play to our game plan for a little bit later.
I mean, I don't think Team Liquid are, like, that outscaling. I know they have Kaylin, who does scale a lot, but Na'Vi is a good scaling champion. Ezra is a good scaling champion. Even though you don't see Kha'Zix that often, you run into a Kha'Zix in the mid game, he's gonna one-shot you with isolation. So I'm not too sure Team Liquid should be like happy with how this game's going. It looks like they're just honestly all losing lanes, which is something that's weird for it to see with Team Liquid when you think of them as these strong laners individually.
Yeah.
I mean, to their credit, bot lane was winning until that one play, so I think a lot of it's still mostly on the solo lanes here.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, whenever I'm Nocturne with a Hex play already done, you also have so much, cooldown reduction for your ulti. I feel like they should be looking for aggressive move.
Oh. And then Shopify with the swap back, and then B-Boy snipes LYON.
The tempo play. LYON's got to go for a later reset here. Is now the flash stun from Fudge. Straight onto Morgan. Gets the shield back, and now taunts up onto B-Boy, who goes down. Morgan with the outplay! And the shutdown for the top laner of Team Liquid. It will be answered 1-for-1. But what a play.
Everything was going perfect for Shopify. They had the early swap. They canceled the Caitlyn base. They're diving the Shen, and then B-Boy, no.
Temper Fate lands. It's just onto Zinni right now. Jose still has the paranoia. Now the stun will turn back in onto Core JJ. Seos was there. Wall up onto LYON. Ace in the hole should not be enough damage. And Shopify get out for now. But yeah, to your point, AP, I mean, it felt like everything was in control of Shopify, but that one taunt from Morgan turns it around.
Yeah, everything was going right, and then now look at the, like, literally how the dominoes crumbled. Now it went from Shopify pressuring the bot turret, getting bot plates, to Kaylin hitting the bot turret, and then having to use TP.
I mean, Fudge does almost take down this top turret, so still big lead for top lane. Mid lane up about a wave, so still lead there. And jungle also with a lead now for contracts, but you don't want to give away gold to a team like Team Liquid.
I mean, it's a massive top lane CS lead. Up 30 CS at 14 minutes. I know the matchup might not be that easy, and they swapped around a couple of times, but Fudge is playing quite well this game, I would say.
Yeah, this one is so sad because you could tell the coordination is not there. Fudge flashes in, and B-Boy's a little far away, and he ends up going for the auto and locked up under tower. He took the aggro here, did use the E, and so really good response from Morgan, but also kind of you're giving him that angle.
Does that happen a lot in scrims, APA, the double temple?
I mean, you can tell I'm a Shopify fan.
Yeah, true, yeah. They're really preying on TL's downfall. Not a lie. Top turret will finally go down as Fudge picks that one up, so still having a great performance himself. Happy you highlighted that, APA, that individually he is a massive lead right now, 1.2K for Shopify's top laner.
I mean, Zinni is also, every time you look mid, he's having such great fights on top of Quid. The bot lane.
Tempered Fate into the trap. Clone goes out to body block, and now the dive. Jose Deodo plus Morgan. B-Boy has one Pop Blossom to help him out, but it is not nearly enough. LYON on a killing spree now. Or rather with the first kill there, but there's the double. 2 picked up for Team Liquid as the dive is successful.
Okay, they finally use the aggressive ult and go for the dive.
I mean, this is just the TL combo that you want to see. You want to see the Nocturne ult and then to the Shen ult, and then Ryzen after Realm Warp down there, but he just ran down there because he had Cryo. And, you know, you can't defend a 5v2. Even though Morgan defended a 3v1, 5v2 is much harder than that.
Yeah, and there is a cost to it. Of course, you know, the Riptail and a bit of mid-push there for Zinni. But did feel like it was necessary to start seeing these TL plays.
Yeah, you got to get the ball rolling somehow. Even though it looks like a even-ish gold trade, they're getting the gold into the Kaylin, which in my opinion is probably going to be your carry this game. So if you're LYON, if you're Team Liquid, you're happy right now.
2 kills picked up, plus the plates here for LYON. And now back with the gold lead. The only one on Team Liquid that has a lead currently. Seems to be the game plan is just get LYON into a comfortable spot and let him carry as Fudge going for another fight onto Morgan. Once the Shen gets to Titanic Hydra, I'm always shocked at how much damage this champion can actually output in the 1v1.
Yeah, got a good reset there, get some good Qs. Speaking of damage though, Kha'Zix at 2 items. This is a dream state right now. Once you have your Voltaic as well as your Umbral Glaive, he's really got huge burst damage. You're spiking because you just got level 11, you just got your second evolve here, you have 2 item power spikes, so you are a demon if you can get isolated fights. You know, can get into some of these brush and unsuspecting places. We'll see if Contracts can actually do it. And then again, if they do stand united, and you usually save your E or at least an R charge to be able to disengage and try and you know, bait one of those big cooldowns out.
And the downside of LYON going for like the Ghost plus Flash is that you don't have barrier to kind of absorb that damage. And yeah, you have a Shen, but the Shen has to have enough time to move the mouse over your champion and then press R. And sometimes 2-item Kha'Zix just doesn't give you that time window.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't talked about it too much, but Contracts also has an insanely massive gold lead. I know he got a kill on the gank he had, but 1.1k, he's up also 24 CS, 6 camps. He's doing quite good for himself too. This Kha'Zix feels so powerful. If you find him in the jungle right now, like we were just talking about, he's going to one-shot nearly everyone on the map.
Yeah, and you want to walk around, use your Umbral Glaive, clear out the vision, create some more spots that are possible for you to do that in. See if they can actually keep it up, but keep on farming up to his top side.
I mean, it just seems like a slow-paced game. I know it's only 3 kills to 2 kills. And yes, Shopify is up gold, but they're not really pushing the game forward too much. It looks like it's just going to come down to Drake fights if no one makes a big mistake on the sideline and dies to the Kha'Zix or Nocturne.
Yeah, expecting that Drake fight in a minute 50 time here. Also a reminder for everybody that we're back at the Riot Games Arena again next week. Tickets are on sale, so come check it out. Also get your tickets for finals in Arizona. Now 1v2 top side. Let's see if Morgan can survive this one. Has the flash available. We'll go for the taunt, but the flash follow from Fudge will secure the kill. Jose's trying to answer 1 for 1, but that's a double to Fudge. as the 2v2 goes Shopify's way.
Yeah, they saw him walk over that control ward right there, and they thought they could outplay it. Here we go. Rift Trail for the escape.
He's popping the Rift.
He's
and Fudge is getting the
there we
wave.
go.
He might even be able to TP out afterwards if he's fast enough.
It's looking likely, or he could just go for the execute. No, CoreJJ is able to tag him with the auto, so that will go down, and that's more gold Daejeon.
But they're pushing 2 other lanes while this is happening. You see Shopify pushing mid and pushing bottom here, so there is a cost to chasing down Fudge, and Contracts was able to call his own Uber, get out of there. And so they get their kills, they escape the play, and the rest of the map also pushing increases the gold lead.
Yeah, I mean, I know it was a 2-for-1 eventually, but we got top waves pushed in, we got mid turret, we got bot turret, we got all the waves pushed in. They have good tempo now. They're resetting, coming back on map for the Dragon. Shopify is so happy right now.
Herald even went back top lane. And Contracts here, we see, it's been a while. We don't see a lot of Kazakhs, but all-time very good record on the champion. This guy knows what he's doing when it comes to piloting the bug. Probably spent a lot of time in his backyard.
He's a bug cutter in Pokemon.
Oh, yeah. It's a good one.
I mean, he had a really good another R activation, so he was invisible, so didn't get, finished off there. So really good job escaping from him. And he's been playing a long time, so, through the metas, Kazakhs has been in and out sometimes, so he's definitely dabbled there.
And now the Dragon looks like it's all Shopify's. Is currently Jose's on the top jungle, not going to contest this one, so the stacking will stop for Team Liquid, and Shopify will pick up the neutral objective for themselves.
And this is what it must feel. It must feel really like just desperate or panic for Team Liquid. They have this full side lane comp. You want to play all 3 lanes, and you're only able to play 1 lane, 2 lanes really. You have to give Drakes, even though you're up 2 Drakes early. This game's quickly becoming harder and harder for Team Liquid. It's harder for them to get gold. It's harder for them to get resources. And if Shopify can find and punish one more mistake, the game can quickly end.
And Kobe, I want to go back to the man on our screen right here. When we gave expectations for how Shopify would do it, it was Contracts, it was B-Boy. It wasn't a lot of Fudge, but so far he's the guy that's really smashing his lane opponent and getting Shopify a massive lead.
Yeah, so far this year really has not been the year of Fudge. He's definitely been underperforming, even to his own expectations, I know. So this is definitely a really nice one for him. I feel like Team Liquid did pick the Shen a lot because of the Kazakhs. And Fudge is like, all right, fine, I'll punish this 1v1.
They forgot about the factor.
And he has been able to, get his own gold lead as well as create some openings for the team. And Shopify in general have been very good at keeping up their pressure and keeping up the attack, so that TL have had to be more reactive.
And again, all that to say, still Contracts with the biggest gold lead individual for Shopify, also having a fantastic game too here. But I like to give credit and flowers when it's due. As now Jose Diodo alone in the jungle, has to flash whip the pop, but they're able to tag onto CoreJJ. But Team Liquid, Morgan comes in, Tempered Fate onto 2, can't quite get in range as Fudge comes in for the teleport flank onto CoreJJ. That's the first kill in the fight over to Shopify as Team Liquid will full retreat back to their tier 2 turret.
They force them out. They can maybe even go to hit Baron if they want to. I know Contracts is low, so I guess they're not going to go hit it. But still a great play. They got the Jose flash, they got Bard's flash, and all they really used was Fudge's TP, and he's rewarded with a kill, so he's not even upset that he used TP.
It's a tough moment there, CoreJJ, as he tries to take the magical journey and goes straight into the pop blossom. He's like, I'm helping. Wait, I need the help.
Yeah, exactly. And they use their, look at that, control ward plus the Umbral Glaive. They clear out all the vision, so TL are walking in. As you say, it's kind of a delivery there, but once the Shen arrives, then Shopify, they have to buy time for Fudge's teleport, because it takes a little bit longer, and then the Big Crocodile is here so they can trap the rest of them.
And you can see in the vision in the replay, if you missed it, Jose tried the same exact thing. He tried a face check over top lane.
Zinni's going to get caught here. Uses the flash, tries to get the safety, and it will go into the egg, and with nobody there to help him, it looks like that will be Team Liquid with the kill. Who gets the credit? Shut down to Quid.
Yeah, Shopify, they were kind of hovering, seeing if they could jump on anybody isolated, but no opportunities. Wait a second, Bard's moving up to the control ward. Kind of see on the map gets a little bit dangerous there for him, but does do a good job checking. And so it's just a good TL play.
I mean, every time you see Team Liquid make a good play, they get a kill on someone, they do this play, do that play, you always look at the rest of the map.
Yeah.
They're losing a turret here, they're losing waves here. So even though Zinni dive, he gave over a shutdown to, was it Quid, right?
Yep.
They're not even that upset. Shopify still feels like they're firmly in control of the game.
Yeah, Fudge now about 2,000 gold ahead individually over Morgan. And that's always going to be the weakness of Shopify's composition when compared to Team Liquid, is that side lane, having somebody alone pushing in a wave. You have to deal with the Nocturne, the Bard, the Rise, the Shen, a lot of things that can get on top of you. So Zinni is learning that lesson here, and as long as Shopify don't give too many more windows like that, they still have a really good spot in this game.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting too, because with Seos having Flash, there's a lot of opportunity for Shopify to make another big aggressive play, see if they can get that engaged. He's got Flash and he has the arm guard. So Nico definitely ready to make plays if they can keep up this pressure and then collapse again. The Dragon already is only 1 minute away. If you are TL, APA, are you thinking, we just push side lanes and it's only Dragon number 2, or do you actually want to try and collapse?
I mean, if I'm being honest, we're probably talking about how this game is difficult right now. We need some magic to happen.
Yeah.
So we would maybe be trying to pull Baron. We'd be trying to set up a cheese somewhere, which is maybe what you saw Morgan doing. He deployed through bot side, even though he didn't really do anything. Like, 4K gold is no slump, and it's not really like you're outscaling. Like you said, it's so hard to fight the jungle through Kha'Zix and Nico. Like, Morgan can't even go to this bot wave.
Yeah, it's scary. The bottom jungle is dark and full of terrors here for Team Liquid.
Looks like they're doing the trailing play up top, so they have Rise kind of show and push, and then Nocturne's hovering around there, see if they can, get any sort of pick or collapse, and nobody's going to take the bait on the side of Shopify. So Shopify's mid priority will remain. And it's so helpful then for them to be able to, leak over to these other objectives. Dragon's up in 7 seconds, and so here's your possibility of the risky plays. They they close out the vision on Baron to make you think.
But no, Shopify actually walk in. They deny Team Liquid the attempt.
Yeah, very good for Shopify. They just
sure they keep vision.
Stop any type of trade. I think they firmly know they're in the driving seat of this game. They don't need to do anything funny. They just need to play Drakes, go back to pushing side waves. And eventually they're going to get Baron vision probably in a minute or two after this Dragon team fight might occur.
And speaking of the team fight, I want to take stock of the key abilities. No Flash on Zinni, and I believe would not have the passive up by this point. Maybe will, but it would be very close. So that's going to be the target for Team Liquid as they're looking at B-Boy right now, taking a lot of chunk damage here. And Deion's prepping him with some autos, and that's actually going to be a turret siege for Team Liquid. So they're taking their time as the Dragon started up by contracts to just take the mid-outer turret.
I mean, all in all, it's okay for Team Liquid. Team Liquid's happy they got the turret, but you're still losing Dragon. You're not really getting much else. I'm just curious to see how the vision control is going to lead when Contracts eventually gets to the top side after his bot lane clear goes. Because, he, like I said, he's the Umbral he's the Nico on top of him. He can just control this vision and wait for someone to face check. They eventually have to get vision on the Baron in some time.
Contracts even has the Edge of Night now. So 3 items completed, has not upgraded the boots. Now Jose will finish the second item. I was about to point out Jose had yet to finish a second, but slightly more expensive and also only just went for the reset. But still, big lead for Contracts right now.
Especially with the EXP, he's up 2 full levels. He's level 16 right now. He's the same thing as Fudge and Zinni when they have the EXP upgrades from Raw or the top lane quest. He's same level as them.
And keep in mind, the early game, that level 6, or rather minute 6 Scuttle Crab, he didn't even get that one. He went for the top invade, didn't get anything, and was kind of put behind. So props to Contracts for still mounting the comeback, piloting the Kha'Zix to great effect so far. When I think about Team Liquid's chances, though, I still think that they just have that magic bullet with the Nocturne Shen combination, Bard to set it up in a side lane, even Quid can rotate around. Looking at members in Shopify that are not grouped together, that are in the side lanes, can be kind of the strategy for both of these teams when it comes to the jungler, but so many tools for Team Liquid to collapse on these side lanes.
Even if they go for the dive, though, I mean, B-Boy's gone for the Frozen Heart here for the Ezreal, for the extra defense. And then the reduction on attack speed does help a lot.
CoreJJ rooted up by the Tangle Barbs. Zinni throws up the wall. CoreJJ has to flash to take the magical journey of the True Shot Barrage.
Oh.
Blocked by the Locket Shield. Core barely alive.
And this is what I mean with the vision control. They just set up there and just wait and wait and wait. Team Liquid has no vision on Baron. You can't just give Baron away for free. You can't do nothing, so they have to throw their body in, and this time Core loses Flash, but who knows what happens next time.
Yeah, they're going to have to rotate these blue trinkets for themselves with Jose, Quid, and LYON, because the ways of checking are very dangerous. Oh, they're making a play towards side. Look at the rise over here with Shen. TL trying to make something happen.
Fudge all alone does not have the turret to fall back on. Pops the Dominus early, flashes the taunt from Morgan. Quid with the Ghost will actually flash under turret. Misses the Q completely wide as the Shen ult will come in to save Quid's life. He actually walks back to the Realm Warp and will survive.
Baron though, the Baron there. Shopify are going on Baron. They say, okay, fine, you pick our bottom lane. They're going to go for the Baron. Teleport comes in.
Teleport in now from the top laner. Morgan joining up with the rest of Team Liquid. Watch for Seos. The flanking Ezreal, never expected here.
They spotted him out with the Scuttle Crab.
Yeah, Paranoia is coming in, and now they just turn on to the support here. Seos goes down, the Nico taken out. And Team Liquid, they said, that's probably not an Ezreal. We think we're going to collapse onto them.
Woo, we're finally seeing the power of the globals come to effect. TL say, okay, we're going to spread the map. It's really open right now. All these towers are down. So we attack side lane, and then we teleport back to the Baron because we know you're going to try and start something on that side.
Oh,
there we go.
Continuing. Taunt from Morgan, had the control ward in the brush, and B-Boy did not expect that one coming, dying right at the Baron.
All right, this is what I mean by TL needs some magic. Quid makes a magic ball lane. Then Shopify gets panicked, they try to do something. Seos makes a mistake, gets caught, then B-Boy gets caught.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, this 4K gold lead that we saw just minutes ago, it's going to go to 0.
That's why Quid threw one of those Qs out to Narnia. Like, make your heart beat a little bit faster, you know, a little bit more adrenaline here in the plays. But yeah, so they started out. He goes for the big play. Blast cone in to fall for Morgan. Gets the flash initially. And Quid says, we are not done with this play. This is our hope in the game. This is our moment.
Yep.
They need to stand united after that to survive under
Sadly
the tower.
misses the Q, but all in all, still got the kill, so he's good. You can see Spawn probably racked in that Q miss.
Yep.
All good, still works. Still have to stand united so they can use that and then teleport back to the Baron to stop the play. I like the shout out on the Scuttle Crab there and being able to find the flanker because that's what really chained it. Being able to get that kill and then finding the pick onto B-Boy brings us now to a world where TL have almost erased the gold lead.
Yeah, still a slight lead for Shopify, but it's just the top lane and jungle, bot, and mid are the ones leading for Team Liquid. LYON still 3-1-1. Quid now 3-0-1.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it right there with the headshot on top of Zinni.
Morgan, this is the ideal situation right now. Isolated member, but in comes Jose. That's Paranoia. Pop Blossom straight in onto the rise. Quid was trying to get in there. He's so tanky, though. Can they take him down? Tempered Fate will save his life. Buy time for Jose to go forward. Core with the kill there as now Fudge has joined up. B-Boy's dancing around. Fudge onto the backline, chasing down Quid. Magical Journey through onto Core JJ, straight up stunned into the wall. And Quid on a rampage. Team Liquid hold the line and Shopify crumble.
I mean, this is just demoralizing for Shopify. They had the game in control. They had everything going their way. They make 1 to 2 bad plays, and the game is just flipped. Now, Kalen's going to get 4 items. Ryze is going to get 4 items. They're losing the Dragon. The game is just flipped on its head in a matter of minutes.
Oh my god, that was such a crazy play too, and the Bard ult coming in. Okay, it starts though with some decent damage being dealt to Morgan here. B-Boy and Contracts open it up, but then immediately the globals again, Realm Warp and Nocturne Ultimate all arriving here, and Quid right into the middle, as you say, tanky, and then they get the Bard Ultimate, and allows Jose the opening to flash in. He gets that kill. They move up. They get the taunts here on the backside, and even though you do get Morgan, Fudge is kind of left in the middle of all 4 of the rest of the TL members. So as strong as he has been this game, you can't do much in that scenario.
Back to live. Tempered Fate look from Core JJ. Not going to find it.
Magi's on Ryze.
10 stacks, baby.
Quid's feeling good now. He's 4-0-2. He's got Ghost up. His Flash is coming back up soon. This is a strong Ryze we're looking at. Everyone talks about when Ryze gets Actualizer. Actualizer and Magi's now.
He's going to be just one-shotting any member that steps out of position here. Fudge is going to have to buy a lot of space for Shopify, or maybe Zinni as well, just trying to outrange the Ryze. But Quid's been feeling himself so far. Outside of the 1Q that went a little wide. Had a fantastic game as now the play is onto the mid lane here. B-Boy has to jump away, and Jose's going all the way under that turret. Will land the taunt, or rather the flea. But B-Boy actually is able to survive it. They lose the support, and now the Shen ult coming in. B-Boy's got to jump away, sidesteps the dodge. Morgan's got the team behind him as they will take out that mid turret. And Shopify lose their support for nothing.
All right, this is the power of the Team Liquid comp from, even though it doesn't look like they're that far ahead, from ahead, this Nocturne can just dive in and one-on-one the Ezreal, and then eventually when the Shen can ult in, it's a 2v1. Ezreal can't do anything. He has a frozen heart. Yeah, he's tanky, but he's not really killing the Nocturne.
Yeah, TL with a pretty good dive here, pretty good attack, opening up the mid lane now too, with the super minions coming out that way. And guess what? It's Dragon Soul in only 3 minutes. That could be a short 3 minutes. Baron actually even earlier than that though, at only 2. So we'll see if we can move up that timeline. Again, when Baron's on the map and you have the mid inhib down, you know, they can make some more of these map-wide plays and utilize the globals again to put this pressure back onto Shopify. Yeah,
I mean, even though Shopify did throw a little bit, they still have really strong members. You know, B-Boy is 4 items, Contracts is 3 items, Fudge is 3 items. Things still can go for their way if they get into the 5v5 and they're not picked off by the Nocturne Shen Ryze combination.
They just got to make sure that they get their setup for the fight. Because Seos also, he had that one moment where he was spotted around the Baron. Then he's the one that goes down. Now they're looking for the pick here onto Core JJ. Cosmic Binding will go wide, and they take him out. Zinni with the kill credit as the Realm Warp was thrown, but Quid not going to take it. So Team Liquid losing their support, approaching the Baron.
Yeah, Spawn's like, why are we checking? These brush are so dangerous. You're playing against a Kha'Zix and a team that has CC to go along with it. Nico and Kha'Zix, so dangerous. And that's Shopify's hopes right now, is trying to play on these rush plays and use your control wards and use your Umbral Glaive to make sure that you are unseen in some of these pathways. So they do get a pick on the supports. It does not like completely change the game or anything, but it does make Spawn kind of mad.
Have you ever been on the receiving end of one of those Spawn reactions, AP? I know he coached you in the past.
100%, of course. I've probably done hundreds of things to make Spawn mad, so
hundreds.
That's like on the light end for Core.
Does one include what you call pushing a turret? No?
You mean humping a turret?
Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure if you were going to say it again, but you can say it. I can't.
It's like you're trying to get him to. You keep poking him.
You know, maybe. Maybe I'm fishing for it a little bit here.
All right. They are splitting the map, though. You get the Ryze split push. We mentioned how strong that Ryze is. And so he's going to get that top push going. Wow, bot side push here enacted from Morgan, too. And now Shopify, the lights go out.
Tempered Fate flashed by Zinni in the mid lane, but now focus onto Seos. He dies before the Pop Blossom. Teleport from Fudge straight into the Caitlyn traps. He's got a flashback to his team. Contracts will look to trade onto Morgan. Fudge trying to drain tank, but will fall. Realm Warp now from the rest of Team Liquid. Jose's going in. He's low. Zinni goes into the stasis, but Contracts and B-Boy just can't get close enough. The shutdown is there. Quid just does insane damage with the backup of LYON. Double kill to the Caitlyn, and Quid leading the charge for Team Liquid.
Team Liquid might be pushing for the end here. Of course, Jose died at the end, but we still have a super fed Ryze, a super fed Caitlyn. They're going to one-shot these turrets if B-Boy doesn't get back fast enough.
He's going for the reset now. Back into the fountain. Contracts. Can't even get onto the wave. He's got to look for the jump in. Team Liquid 3v2 pushing. Take down the 2 turrets. Now members of Shopify are spawning. Seos is back on Summoner's Rift. And he's about to go back to the fountain. B-Boy's the one that goes down. LYON is dominating Team Liquid. 2-0 lead in this series.
Immediately slammed down. Very suspicious here. Again, Last Seraphine priority really dropping a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, the kind of one of the more common answers we've seen in the Lucian Melio already taken off the table. Also, Caitlyn Bard, Ezreal Nico not available, and there we go, the Seraphine locked in.
There it is.
Run from it, but it is inevitable. Ash Seraphine.
I definitely can't give it over to the other composition once you have the Xin Zhao here, so they'll have to pair a different jungler with it than like the J4s and Xin Zhaos, as those are off the table here.
And I am wondering if maybe they'll go for a little bit more of some of the creative answers we've seen, like potentially a Mel bot lane that we've seen, specifically more from, I think of Paze and Keria as playing out. Yeah, there we go! Okay, I was right. So they are going for kind of this super aggressive, Mel. It's going to be the Pike locked in for Seos. Bot lane going into that Ash Seraphine, and then immediate response with the Pantheon going down for Jose.
Yeah, all the ones that we're looking at. Okay. Honestly, TL, you know they're really comfortable in this because they have run similar stuff so many times, but can B-Boy pull off like a Paze style game here, a performance? We'll see.
Well, even more than that, it's my eyes are on Seos, right? Who's kind of had a little bit of a rough split. I do think he is better on some of these like primary engagers or initiators. I am curious to see him pulling out this Pike, and we'll see what he's able to do on it, because it's not just the Mel, right? It's the combo of the two.
Yeah, and it's very volatile. You know, it's very risky because Pike, if you don't play Pike well, then you become super useless for your team later on. So you have to be able to put that pressure, all of this execute pressure. You know, look for good Bone Spear angles, get these pulls, get those flashes and summoner spells off of the bottom lane, and allow your combination here with the Pike and the Mel to open up a lot of aggressive plays.
Yep. And that's where I'm looking at Contract, our boy, right? Like, we were talking about how important he is to this team, how when he get involved in what Shopify wants to do early, it's always kind of better for them, right? So I am really curious to see where he's going to start and whether he's going to just be pathing straight bot to really focus on getting this bot lane ahead.
And I also want to remind people, LYON piloted the Mel recently as well, did not find a lot of success on that. So a bit of a call out here, B-Boy pulling it out instead, saying, all right, I'll show you how it's done. But I like that you're mentioning the pressure on a player like Seos here to perform on the Pike, as now it's a Kali locked in here for Team Liquid.
And a big smile on Quid's face for that one as we get the Nasus hover on the other side.
You're not Griffin, and your team is not FlyQuest.
And they already have Xin Zhao locked in, so.
Well, that makes me think it could be a solo lane Xin Zhao. So,
I mean, top Sejuani is also very real, so I do want to leave that there because top Sejuani is also quite real, and you can play a little bit of AP with it too. So either of those two, definitely swappable.
Well, now I'm going to imagine Sion top, Sejuani jungle with the Xin Zhao mid lane.
Or that's your guess.
Mid.
I'm gonna guess the Sion mid.
Yeah.
Sion mid.
Sion.
Ooh.
Okay.
What about Sion bot with Pike support? Mel mid.
I like the cooking. You know, Kangas is just gonna write up all the recipes.
Yeah.
Okay, can we get the mathematical equation of how many different comps you could have?
Game 3. Your season is on the line right now as we see Zehen locked in as the final pick for Morgan, going top side. I'm going to assume. But yeah, as we see.
There we go. So Xin Zhao mid lane, we have, I've seen it creeping up in solo queue.
Yeah,
I don't know how many.
Xin.
Yeah. I mean, you're still going for like the Dusk and Dawn build.
Yeah.
And you're able to get a little more gold income than you would in the jungle, but same theory, right? You're just going to be a kind of melee bruiser that's just, uncontestable.
Yeah.
Static Shiv, you get cool stuff.
I like it. They threw it down as first pick.
And you did believe me.
I was like, your recipe, Kangas. I don't know.
Sounded a little dubious.
Could go around.
Kangas did get the stunner on Rez. We'll see if that plus this very
game is all on
draft.
Kangas.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all on me. Okay, you know what? I'll take it. It's not on Shopify. I'll take this one. I'm also hearing from production, first Xin Zhao mid in LCS history.
Yep.
Backs against the wall. Shopify have to win out from here in the series to keep their Spring Split dreams alive. And they're locking in Xin Zhao mid to start it off. Team Liquid 1 win, and they continue through the lower bracket. Riot Games Arena, do you believe in the Xin Zhao mid lane at Shopify? Or do you think Team Liquid's gonna take it? Game 3 is underway. I also got to say, props to everybody who showed up in the arena today. I've been hearing the Let's Go Liquids. Y'all been making noise all day. Give a round of applause to yourself in the Riot Games Arena. You are fantastic. It's good to be back.
All right. NACL had their Xin mid as well on the 15th, quite a while ago. See if it can be as effective. Or more effective, because looks like Daejeon won the game, but was 2-6.
2-6-6. Contributed to some assists.
They won the game, okay?
Yeah.
A dub's a dub. A win's a win.
Let's see it, Zinni. I mean, okay, so Zinni cooked on his Galio build. How would you rate the flavor of that cook?
Ooh, the flavor of the Galio build?
Because he also is cooking here with his you think this one's going to be better?
I mean, that last one's when you're just experimenting, like you're kind of running out of food in the kitchen, so you just kind of throw stuff together. Like, it makes sense. You're making the best you can.
It's a pantry build?
Yeah, you're like, I didn't make it out to the grocery store, so let's just use what we got here. But this one, much bigger fan of. Now, it's time to toss it to Jat with Shopify Rebellion's Coach Revin.
We got the perfect man, Revan, down 0-2 on the series. Fate of the universe on the line. Aliens are at the door. Give me mid lane Xin Zhao. Tell me about this pick.
We've been... uh-oh. Wait one moment. Oh, no. Oh, thank God.
It's fine.
Okay. Okay, this is actually not bad. But... Because that was one time. But we've been practicing this for a while, ever since the new AP build was discovered. And it also synergizes well with Storm Raider Surge, I think it's called. So... we just wanted to give them comfort picks, especially for like Zinni, because I felt like game 1 I would have drafted as not the easiest, but I do think game 2 we should have won, and I think we're just lacking a lot of confidence. I know it's a pretty...
We got one more.
Nice. It's a pretty cliche term, but it just really felt like we were playing without confidence, specifically in game 2, so I just wanted to give them their comfort picks and not try to make the draft too out of sync.
Yeah, I mean, the Mel Pike bottom lane as well. Is that with the Xin Zhao, or is that more just for the Ashe Seraphine is the last question before we go back to the casters?
We didn't really prioritize it as a trio, but it's just still good because if they didn't take it, we're going to take it. And Mel Pike is just a decent entrance to Ashe Seraphine in general. This is Silent Dying is fun. And then, ooh!
Okay. Yeah. Good start to the game. Back to the casters.
All right, I'm gonna petition.
Great start.
We need to get a microphone on Revan for every game they play now. I'm just curious to hear that guy's thoughts.
Dude, if Zinni had died there, I mean, it was still scary. It was still bad. And Zinni does not have flash now on mid lane Xin, but that would be brutal if he had died there and Revan had to watch that live.
Yeah. But he did get to see that really nice wraparound gank from Contracts, right? We talked about how important it was to get Contracts involved super early in this Mel Pike bot lane. TL are pushed super far up on the Ashe Seraphine, easy wraparound there. And then when TL tried to respond on top side, Fudge is actually able to trade 1-for-1.
Yeah, we both of us always love the 3 camp timers for ganks.
Yep.
You know, throwing that in early, especially when you have a kill lane. As we keep on being like, oh, you have to play so aggressive with Pike and Mel. Look for your kills. You know, get those summoner spells down. And so Contracts, he does the 3 camp gank. It is successful, and then he can get up to his top side and get a couple more as well. And then Jose also responding, though, so both junglers getting involved. Jose got the top side kill. It's just that the zombie body answered Jose's play, and so Fudge still got one back and ends up in CS in the top lane for the top Scion.
Oh, Jose is actually stacking up his passive, though. Could look for a potential play. No flash available means it's really tough, but if you just land the slow onto B-Boy, maybe that's enough. Seos is pushing forward 2. Let's see if they actually... I mean, this is an ambitious play. I feel like if Jose's still there, you're spending a lot of time. Okay, he's back onto his Krugs. That makes more sense.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of camps on top side he needs to get over to. It's always interesting when the junglers don't have smooth early first clears, so then the camps are all kind of sporadic.
Yeah.
It's similar for Contracts doing the 3 camp gank, so then his Raptors are going to be desynced, and he didn't even do his Krugs. So our junglers are going to be hard to predict because their respawns are a little bit more abnormal. Jose's are more in line, and so he'll just be clearing up to top side again while Contracts goes over to the Dragon.
Yeah, and I mean, because of the bot lane prio.
He wants to come contest it, looks like. They're going to come over. Can he even get there in time? That Dragon, I feel like, is going to go down so quick, though.
Quid's
also, the rest of TL aren't in position.
That's gone, bro.
Okay, Jose just wasted a little time then, walking down towards the bottom side. Now we're repathing top side. Successful first Drake secured for Shopify.
Yeah, and that's pretty strong for Shopify. Again, like, I think super important, get this bot lane ahead, then get first Drake off of that pressure. However, we've seen this before.
Ooh, in comes Fudge to back up the jungle. Jose Daejeon looks for the invade, and he's got Quid behind him, but in comes Zinni! Picks up a kill for Shopify. Rebellion, his contract flashes away from the perfect execution. Quid gets out of there as Wind Become Lightning almost able to follow up for Zinni, but Shopify backing up their jungler at the Raptors.
Dude, Fudge deserves honor already. He plays weak side, he got a counter kill, and then he comes over and defends his jungler's Raptors for him. Big stuff there from the big man in the top lane.
Yeah, and I mean, it's really good to see Fudge, again, like, we've talked about how he himself has been super critical of his performance, and this series, especially last game and now this game, has been having some pretty strong showings that the rest of the team can kind of play around. I love that we're still never giving up Raptors, though, ever.
No.
You know? Like,
I mean, it's like a magnet on them.
Yeah,
they're so important.
Doing a good job here, kind of predicting and laying down wards to set up some of these counters. It's incredibly important because those junglers definitely have a tendency to die for them. Will say as well, the synergy between the Sejuani and the APs in mid can go pretty hard.
Says Seos is now passing towards the mid lane here. Quid will see it, gets knocked up, hold back, stunned, actually dodges that one as Core's trying to keep his mid laner alive, and Quid will get out of there. But supports helping out their mid laners respectively means that Zinni actually gets a little reprieve here to shove this wave in.
Yeah, he gets a reprieve to shove this wave in, and even more importantly, Contracts and Seos are still invading on this bot side of the jungle as the waves are pushed in mid and in bot.
Yeah, Seos has so much free time to roam around because bot side is winning so nicely for Shopify. You know, with Contracts ganking early on, B-Boy really good CS for himself, constantly pushing in. They always have the bot push, and so Seos making his time well worth it for the roaming through mid and trying to, you know, roam with Contracts as well. They don't find anything else though, and Jose's still able to farm.
Yeah, but I think, I mean, it still sets up, like, you want to be this kind of deadly presence. You want to constantly be a threat that Team Liquid have to worry about, especially if you are out on the map and roaming, with B-Boy kind of in a good spot on this Mel.
And I also want to give props to Zinni for just kind of coming back in this 1v1 lane. He was down about 2 waves at one point. Then he gets the kill, you know, a couple stacks of Dark Seal, and is right back even in the lane state. And there we go. You see the components coming in here. It's going to be a very fun build for Xinjiao. Not one of the ones that you typically see on this champion, but his AP ratio is pretty solid, turns out.
Yeah, even with the changes too, to reduce a little bit of the AP healing and add some AP in for damage. Not the worst case, you know, a little extra damage here. Of course, the healing had been absolutely ridiculous after the first set of changes. And so definitely still very good here. And we'll see about the movement since Grubs are down, mid lane the focus.
Grand Starfall used on the Zinni Crescent Guard as well, but Quid can get inside of there, flash away. Quid goes under the turret, gets the kill, and gets out.
Yeah, and that's really, really nice from Jose, getting Quid back into a really good spot. We know how good Quid can be on these melee champs, and to kind of counter what this Xinjiao is going to be able to do in fights, it's going to be really important for Quid to be able to kind of pick off priority targets. And now he's going to actually get a lot out of this, including some turret plates, because
at least the one. I don't know if he'll be in range for a second if the minions actually get it for him, but either way, it now means a 400 gold lead back to Quid, who started off the laning phase fantastic, and is also now taking away those Dark Seal stacks from Zinni, so good Delta play there.
Yeah, no offense at all, but I would super rather have Quid on my team on Akali.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, even considering they both have 1 kill, and even considering the CS is dead even. My faith in Quid on Akali has been proven. Whereas the faith, you know, Zinni on AP Zin,
gotta earn it.
It's a little bit more risky, or a lot more risky.
A lot more risky, I'd say. However, Revan did say they practiced this.
Yeah,
he said he's comfortable on it. So, and I mean, Zinni has been willing to, we saw it from him in Challengers, but go for these kind of riskier picks and builds. And I'm glad that's continuing in LCS, you know?
Yeah, I do like to see the creativity continuing, especially if you have, you know, lost some standard games too, and especially like game number 1 for them. So I do like that Shopify are trying it, and especially with the bot side focus here. This one is really working out. Contracts hovering around this time again with the Sejuani having ult. You have to be very careful because the burst damage on Shopify is definitely there, and the CC layering too. Arrow goes mid.
Yeah, trying to look at Zinni, able to just back off of that one. So no arrow now for a Dragon contest.
Yeah, and they did have eyes on where Quid was going. We'll see. Jose getting
flash from
chased
Jose
out
against the Glacial Prison. Contract's not able to land that one. Jose's down a Summoner spell, but now can look to potentially re-engage with the team. Quid's about half health, though. If you get locked up as the Akali, you are in some danger, so it appears that Team Liquid are just backing off, and that's 2 Drakes now to Shopify.
Yeah, and again, nice from Shopify to use that pressure. They've been able to build and accrue from the bot lane to get some Drake stacking down. It does mean, you know, next Drake will be Soul Point, and TL are going to have to consider contesting that a lot more immediately. But they're going to give this one up, kind of try to reset the map a little bit. Ashe going bot to catch that wave, and Seraphine going mid out onto the map with this Akali.
Yeah, I mean, Seos has been hovering mid so often. Core kind of, you know, coming out here to help with a little bit of vision, maybe hover around as well before they transition back to standard. And so we're going to get the more like full lane rotation from Shopify side because they just position B-Boy in mid. With the Mel being fairly safe here, having double summoner spells and proto belt done.
Seos able to dodge out from the encore. Core thought maybe he would catch him unawares, but the reaction time was there for Seos, so now ultimate down on Core JJ.
Yeah, I mean, Pyke is really slippery, hard to hit. You kind of got to super surprise him.
Yeah, get multiple control wards down. As Quid right now getting chunked out by Contracts and Seos. The arrow goes wide again, but Quid looks like he's out to safety, can just ultimate over the wall and is back out of there.
And bot lane was already pushed in, so they're going to lose a lot bottom for Team Liquid here. The wave was already dying to the tower. Zinni had pushed it up. Zinni now can also get turret plate money. So this Zin, the static shiv already completed and getting even more money.
Grand Starfall now into the bottom lane here as Zinni is trying to get back to the safety of his team. Jumps in onto Core JJ. Nice little escape tool there for Shopify's mid laners. Now B-Boy's joining in as well. Team Liquid have Quid there, so they think they can get for more, but that's a double kill now to Seos. One answered back for Quid, actually make it two. 2 for 2 in the extended trade. Not too shabby considering Team Liquid were down a member.
Yeah, and Quid's going to have to flash out. As, you know, so you do see LYON trying to take a little bit down in the mid lane. But again, like, I really do love how Shopify have been trying to go for these aggressive plays. Obviously, that one might not have gone as well as they would have wanted. Now, especially with this Akali able to get out of there and push this wave, but we do see TP coming in pretty deep.
Okay, TP in from Fudge. Quid does not have flash, does not have ultimate available, so Fudge is just going to walk up, but does not press the R key. And that means that Quid is out of there.
Yeah, very competitive early game here. And Shopify, they have been stacking the dragons nicely for themselves. They do have, you know, the flash down on Seraphine, both summer spells in fact, and that's one of the things we're looking at. This champion, very, very squishy. And, you know, Core JJ definitely will be the target. No summoner spells, and his ultimate actually will come up fairly soon, so at least we'll have that. But topside play from Shopify, they're sending Contracts and Seos once again working together.
Zinni's getting a lot of damage down. Contracts can't quite get in range in time though, and Jose is here for backup, so Seos decides to jump away, and Morgan is safe for now. But do we see a continued invade here? The Gromp is looking juicy. Jose started it up and has the smite, so he'll just hit it and back off. Shopify just giving space for Zinni to push in this top wave and get more turret plates onto the mid lane Xin Zhao.
Yeah, and it forces Morgan to have to back off. It forces TL to kind of have to back off because they do up.
Now playing to the mid lane here on Fudge. Big tanky Scion, gonna be hard to actually kill. Bone Skewer lands only onto the jungler. Jose's got the Aegis to Soul to keep him safe, and does not look like anybody's going down here. It's just gonna be Zinni and Contracts still on the Rift Herald. And objective secured.
Yep, they're on the Rift Herald, but you see where TL really do want to funnel their gold and pressure into with Quid taking down that bot tier 1. Kind of even thus far in this mid lane. Although Quid is still, again, he's 3-0-0 and he's in a really, really good spot.
I mean, yeah, he's in a good spot, but I just still want to credit Zinni here on a very unconventional pick for pro play. Keeping it even despite being down kills, dying a couple times himself. You know, he's still staying in this game. He's up in CS. He's gotten a lot of turret plates. A lot of that's the team playing around him as well, but I think we're starting to see how convinced are you on the cook now, Kobe?
Yeah.
Feel like the Xin Zhao mid,
I'd still rather have the standard meal of the Akali.
Rather spaghetti meatballs.
I'm not, but that's not saying that it is bad for Shopify. I mean, you can try and put to the test how much does AP Xin heal to stay alive in a Seraphine and like Zehen fight. Zinni now
currently losing the 1v1. Quid almost with a solo kill. Jose comes in for the credit. but the majority of that damage belonging to Quid.
Oh, just as we were about to say, like, I was going to be like, right, Kobe, and this will be really interesting as they set up for Drake. However, Quid killing off Zinni once again, a really crucial pick that then stops that Drake stacking for Shopify and could end up being a little bit of a turning point here in this game.
Yeah.
Herald's answered mid lane, so Shopify might be able to crack this one open. Looks like Team Liquid are going to try and hit some of this wave, and they have Jose with Grand Starfall, so Shopify got to just walk the Herald up, and it will not have quite enough to take down the entire turret.
Can they actually even defend their jungle too? Because Shopify want a little bit more. They're sticking around for the blue steal, and Team Liquid are making the call. I mean, they don't fire off the Ash Arrow, so I guess they're going to let them go.
Ooh, Jose jumped in, throws up the Aegis Assault, blocking all the damage. It's only Fudge and Contracts on 2 tanks, so not a lot of damage coming anyway. Successful defense of the blue buff from Team Liquid.
And they do need to rotate somebody bottom, because Zinni's pushing once again. This Zin is kind of destroying the minion waves quickly and pushing hard on side. So they are eventually going to send Zehen down there, but the tower has already been finished off for Shopify in the bottom half. And the middle one only needs like one more hit anyway.
And there it is. It's going to go down. Glacial Prison will miss as now Grand Starfall from Jose. It's interrupted as he's trying to get out of there now, but in comes Seos Death from below. Not enough damage for the execute. Fudge in some trouble as the rest of the team backed up, and a double kill to Yon. Team Liquid take the team fight mid lane.
Yeah, that was, I mean, a really nice Grand Starfall coming in from Jose behind them, although...
Oh, the Bone Skewer not going to land. He has the Aegis Assault back up again. Zinni still thinks he has the damage. Crescent Guard goes in, but Jose stayed alive. Zinni just can't get onto him. Team Liquid's jungler stands. Zinni falls. Support falls. Team Liquid get Quid on a rampage.
All right. AP Zin can heal a lot, Kangas, but have you heard of Sundered Sky? Also, just the most basic of healing. Dang. Okay, so Shopify, they're trying to finish off the tower. TL, they call the trap. Look at Jose the whole time, though. So he is able to barely survive there, then forces the flash of Seos down there, does get the Pike to flash away, and then he's like, you know what? All right, we won the team fight. Poke around, cut out this zombie, and then I'll go back into farming. This is really sad because the Bone Skewer hits a Raptor, but Zinni's like, all right, well, still have to go for it. And he's still able to get a Sundered Sky proc to heal really nicely, and it's enough for him to live too. And you still get chased down. It's a sad story for the extra cook of Shopify.
It looks like we got more action mid right now as Jose looked for a plan to B-Boy. Contracts throws out the Glacial Prison to buy some time, and B-Boy does get back to safety. But at this point, I mean, the wheels have kind of fall off the Rebellion hype train as Zinni getting chunked out by Morgan. This AP Xin Zhao mid lane is just not paying back the hype that we had coming into this. Yeah, he's healing up. That's kind of cool, but Morgan just clears out the mid wave anyway. Now Contracts jumps in onto Jose, but they already lost Seos, and it does not look like they can turn onto Jose, but Zinni is there, and they got the shutdown. Team Liquid keep going forward as Quid unstoppable right now. They don't need their AD carry, they just need their mid laner. Quid with a triple kill.
Quid absolutely popping off in these fights. Would you say the standard meal of the Quid Akali is working out quite well here,
Delicious.
And Team Liquid's eating good. I'll tell you right now, Quid 7-0-3. Highlight reel level plays so far in this game.
Yeah, I mean, and also credit to TL, and specifically, I'd say Jose and Core for recognizing when they had to back up this Akali, right? Or making plays on the other side of the map so the Akali could get all of that turret gold and minion CS kind of funneled into her on the bot side, has set her up, and they've also just been making a lot of really great space for Quid in these fights, in particular, Jose.
All right, well, now I'm just thinking, like,
what do they do now?
Can we send the dish back?
Guy.
Can they send the dish back and say, no, there's
a hair in it?
There's a hair in the salad.
Here's what I'm thinking,
Genghis. Now?
You go give Raz another stunner.
Oh, right now, live on broadcast.
Entertaining.
Yeah, you got a superpower.
I'll tell you right now, if Raz comes up to the caster desk, I will stun him here at the caster desk. So that's on Raz.
If Raz wants to willingly come up here and be the sacrifice for Shopify, then Genghis will oblige.
How many stunners does it take?
We will be entertained.
I'll do as many as I can. Grand Starfall onto B-Boy in the mid lane. Rocket Belt away, but Yeah, there's no safety on that side of the river. Quid gets one, LYON gets another. Team Liquid with a double kill mid lane.
Yeah, Seo's pretty much already dead before Jose even was able to Grand Starfall in there. I've really, really enjoyed Jose's Pantheon as well. I just think he's set up so many plays and, again, created so much space. And now TL are already on the Baron.
Started up, and no contest here from Shopify Rebellion. You got to feel for the squad. Backs were against the wall. They tried something fun, but I mean, Team Liquid have just looked like the better team on the day in all these games.
Yeah, they have, although I will say I don't necessarily mind this. It's a bad trade for Shopify, but all they have right now are bad trades, right? And they will be in a position where TL will have to fight them at least for that soul. Which is pretty important.
Onslaught does not land on the Quid. He's able to sidestep that one. Fudge trying to get onto the mid laner. Jose goes over the wall. Aegis of Soul to keep himself safe, but he's going to go down. Seos with the kill. Shopify find a crucial pick. Can they get more? Bone Skewer onto one. They pull back in Morgan. Then he flashes forward to knock back Morgan, but Quid goes legendary, punishing Zinni for the attempt as Morgan stayed alive. LYON free firing onto Fudge, and in goes Quid yet again. 5-point strike will do a lot of damage onto this backline. Can he get onto them? Turns back onto Fudge to go legendary for another kill. Team Liquid still finding magic in the mid lane.
You gotta feel for him there in the Shopify camp. Again, I'm glad. I would rather see them try and cook, even if it does not work, than just lose on standard stuff. So, you know, props to them for trying. And the Mel Pike burst damage, they're trying to clear the waves at the moment, but with Baron buff, there's not much you can do.
Not a lot of consistent DPS here if Zinni is this far behind, and also B-Boy again on the Mel. They don't have this like true 80 carry that's going to be setting up something like a Pike to go for the big resets and find these big plays.
Yeah, and as you see, TL resetting on the map now after taking down that mid and top side turret. Going to be pushing out this bot side wave and kind of just setting it up and making it really, really difficult for Shopify to respond to their siege. And I mean, this is where TL are most comfortable, right? Like, especially with the threat of Quid everywhere.
Yeah. The overwhelming global presence. Where's Akali? Akali is coming! Emily! The 10-0 Akali is probably coming for my life!
I know. Honestly, sometimes that's how I feel in my solo queue games.
And now, looks like Shopify are actually finding a pick here onto Jose, but they turn it right back around and said it's Contracts that's in trouble. Arrow will go wide onto Zinni, but Quid now chasing him down. Contracts falls. Team Liquid won even more. Grand Starfall into the backline. Jose Deodo gets onto B-Boy. Quid make it 11-0 as he picks up the kill onto Zinni. And this is the final touches of the series. Team Liquid find 4 in the mid lane. Only the support will stay alive as they have Baron-empowered minions to take down the base.
Yeah, and I know Revan talked about the fact that they were comfortable with this cook, and I did appreciate it, but this is a really comfortable situation and champion picks for TL as well.
24 minutes, make it 25 on the clock here with 21 kills to Team Liquid. The Scrim Kings are showing up. The rebellion is quelled. GG, Team Liquid, 3-0 and advance to the lower bracket.